Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Omega and Byzantium. So, the turn is 5499, year is 881 AD, and we are one turn away from Usury. I'm well aware that I pronounced it Usury in the last episode. I'm pretty sure Wolfa was gonna lose his mind over that. Or maybe he missed it. Because I don't think I've ever heard that word in my life. I've actually had to go ahead and check the pronunciation because I know the word, I've seen it written a couple of times, but I've never ever heard it spoken out loud, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Anyway, what have we done in the past couple of turns? Well, I'm mostly focused on expanding our bottom cities, or whatever you want to call them. And you can see that a bunch of them is already at population 11 and the rest is at population 10. So we are doing fine in that regard. Many of these will actually grow to population 11 and 12 very soon. So by the time we have the second update running, most of these are going to be well where they should be. You can see that Nova Justiniana is growing, Otranto is growing, Chalcedon is growing, Locosia is almost there, Bazonopo is almost there, Chandrax is about halfway through. I think I'm sending a food train there right now. Gallipolis is about halfway there, Isauropolis just grew, Nicopolis will need some help. But if you look closer, you will also see that we are building a bunch of hand water pumps and ice houses because I want to boost the cities' ability to grow as fast, as much as possible, and having these buildings that store food after growth is a great way how to do it. Now, once that is done, we are going to settle that last city over here that we discussed because our money allow it for now. And then we are going to focus on upgrading the inner cities as we discussed before. Heraclea, Vicentis, and Iconium and Nicomedia are going to be the primary target. But then Nicaea and Antioch are going to be added. This is also because many of the cities are now done with building everything, like Vodena, which is now building the Big Ben. Iconium, which is building the food caravan, Antioch food caravan, Nicomedia is building the Confucian temple and stuff like that. So we will, I'm not sure if you give us anything to build actually. Yeah, a couple of things. So we'll see what their usability is when we are done with getting the technology. As far as the eastern border of our empire goes, cities here are being focused on at a bit as well, because you can see that Cephalonia is growing to population 12 soon, so is Eudoxiopolis. I haven't forgotten about them. They're mostly receiving help from the supply trains, building some of the money-bringing buildings. I actually hurried up two buildings, I think, in the meantime, but we are keeping inflation down to 4%. I'll wait for it to drop to 0, then we're gonna probably do another hurry up spree in the newer cities. I'm not going to use it in the older ones, there really isn't the point. Constantinople is building the viaduct. It didn't have it before. It gives extra trade route, but I think it replaces covered bridge. So it's not going to give us a new trade route, just a bit more research. That's about all there is. And then I think it's totally done. I really don't want to build the steel smelter and smith for steel because they increase flammability, and we're already 195, so it's not something that I would like to do. And almhouse and servants quarter just give massive penalty to income with very little benefit for us. We can turn our citizens to noble, I think, already, so there really isn't any point in having that. Speaking of which, by the way, we did have a rogue here who was destroying our stuff. So I killed it and we rebuilt the lumber mill and the prime timber here and here. So you can see we're now getting much more industrial production from there. And as the great farmer is planting the potato here for the 6 more turns. I think we'll be okay with it at the end of the episode, but I'm not sure. In 6 turns, we're gonna get another great person, most likely a great prophet, but it could be a great engineer, maybe a great merchant, a very low chance for a great artist, statesman, or scientist, or doctor, but I think we'll use it for technology as well. I don't think there's much point in that. We've lost a ship, by the way. I don't know where. I looked for it, and it's gone. And I think or is it here? No, that's a food cart. So it had to probably sail all the way down here and was killed by someone. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what happened. I thought it was on autopilot, but sometimes during the turns you hear these, sounds that something get killed. And I wasn't sure what it was, but I guess it was our ship. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, so it sucks. But we discovered a bit more of the coast. I think we might actually build a new ship here. Thinking about it, Thessaloniki would definitely be... Oh, you don't have the Inventor's Workshop. What about someone else? Ankira, maybe? How are you doing, Ankira? You guys got a lot of things to build. Carriers to... Anyone with a bit more experience? No, we're at 8. Night stable. Town clock is important, so I'll wait for them to finish, then we can build a couple ships and send them together. What's going well though is our missions using our not spies but assassins. They discovered quite a lot of territory. You can see that one of them is here. So we now know the span of the Russian territory, and it's I would say it's what would you call it? Like its inner workings, or what it's filled with? Basically, that's I'm looking for a good word, but its filling doesn't seem proper. I actually missed that there's a barbarian city here. We haven't really checked that. Okay, I might send the assassin back to check it a bit later. We have another walking around here, discovering this part of the land. And I have the third one somewhere here marching as well, but I don't remember where it is. Unless it got killed, it's always a possibility. Easiest way to check really at this point is see if we can build any more. Nope, so we have three alive. But usually it will give us the access to the cutthroat, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I think that's enough for an update for now. Let's end the turn and hear it for Usury. So we are now the greatest civilization, meaning the largest one, which is not very surprising.
Usury, once in control, will wreck the nation.
Well, that is true. I really don't... The one reason of why this word isn't used all that much is that whatever is really considered usury, I don't know about the United States, for example, but in European Union, it is strictly forbidden. And kind of interestingly, if you, for example, take a loan and then the interest rate is too high, it can be classified as usury and cancelled by the court, which is kind of an interesting concept. So, crime shoplifting, actually, I don't know if it's worse now or better. I think that it's probably worse. And it was philanthropic conniving. Okay, more insidiousness, more corruption, more schemes. And we get the philanthropic civic, which is pretty good. We're going to check it out in a second. So we can now build the merchant guild. We can now build the bailiwick. Oh, and that actually lowers maintenance. Aha! So that is really good. Bailiwick and lowers crime. Debtor's prison. That one lowers crime as well, but these were really bad for people, especially. Foundation. That's interesting. Foundation. Foundation is a very good categorization of non-profit organization. Foundations may also and often have charitable purposes. This type of non-profit organization may either donate funds and support to other organizations or provide the sole source of funding for their own charitable activities. Kind of interesting that it's so expensive for just a little bit of benefit. Gambling hall, which is a more expensive gambling then. +1 +5 crime. So is this like... I guess it's giving us more benefits to loan shark. Okay, so that gives money but increases crime. Goes well with the bailiwick and debtor prison and toll house. That one is going to be really good. Requires coast. Ah, okay. Trading post or district. I really hope that we will get more specialization as we go through these buildings. Ultimate loan shark unsanctioned. City. Ah, exist above crime. Okay, and here's the cutthroat. Needs to torture. Okay, so we're building the compass next. Let's see the charitable. No, philanthropic. Okay, so we had the public works. Now if we go with philanthropic and no revolution, but I think it should be much cheaper. We should save a lot of money on that. Those maintenance from corporations gives extra science. 1% of extra science in all cities and +1% culture in all cities, so that's the same. It doesn't lower the income though, so that's amazing, but it lowers slightly culture in the capital. It lowers happiness in 18 largest cities, but it gives extra happiness from other things. And it kind of lowers the production of some things. Oh, and Garden City and Workhouse. Workhouse? I don't think we had the workhouse. Did we? Because furniture, I don't think we had this one anywhere. Don't remember that building. Okay, so this should increase income, which means science gives direct benefit to science and increase our money income. So let's look at how we're now. We have 17,542 science per turn and 1,500 gold per turn. And if we switch the civic on, okay, revolution. So we got about 1,500 extra gold, and we got about, 150 more science? So pretty good. Does it deactivate something for us? Doesn't seem that way. Usually you get all these messages. So philanthropic then. And let's check the new buildings in Constantinople as we usually do. So what do we have here? So the foundation gives a bit of science and a bit of culture. Is this basis for something else? I don't know, it's a bit weird. The loan chart would give us a bit of money for a bit of crime. Wow, the bailiwick. Look at that, that's amazing! Okay. What exactly is the bailiwick? It's usually the area of jurisdiction of a bailiff and may also apply to a territory in which the sheriff's functions were exercised by a privately appointed bailiff under a royal or imperial writ. The word is now more generally used in a metaphorical sense to indicate the sphere of authority, experience, activity, study, or interest. Okay, so that goes well with what I expected it to be. So we'll replace the gambling then. Not really giving us much. So let's finish the viaduct. Then we can have the gentleman done. And then I'm gonna build the bailiwick. There's prison. Well. Increases on happiness, but we are doing kind of fine, so let's get it. We're gonna get the foundation and the loan shark. Actually, you know what? No debtors prison and no loan sharks in our empire. I'm gonna forbid these buildings. I don't want to build them. They're bad for the civilization, and I don't think they're good for anything else. So you finish the food train. Get me the bailiwick. Get me the foundation, and that's about all there is. I really should start considering, and I'm doing that everywhere, but if we have very high education, I disband all of the tutors or move them to another city. But with all of these crime-reducing buildings, we might eventually start reducing also the amount of patrols. And I don't even have the disease control units because they're fairly expensive here. Okay, and last but not least, I wanted to mention a request that was raised by one of my subscribers, Tiziano Lakai, who pleaded with me to start getting more vassals. He actually wrote an in-character post, which is amazing. I haven't been roleplaying this one directed, but I appreciate that, and as he did it so nicely, I will oblige. So we are going to start into getting more of these little nations into our sphere of influence. Many of them actually hate us. I don't know why, like Mongolia, and because they keep declaring war on me, but some of the smaller civilizations might actually like us. I don't think we can get someone like Tupi in, but if we try, maybe America, for example, would accept it eventually. Well, we'll see. But I'm going to try to improve relations with these little nations, get something more done with them, and maybe we can get more of them in our play. I've actually gave some more technologies to both Russia and Greece, so you can see they're building the lumber mills, the salt quarry, and Greece is building the auction house. So pretty good. Turn 5522, year 899 AD. We are one turn away from Compass. So what's new? Well, pretty much all the same. We just keep improving everything, I'd say. When you look at our eastern cities, Cephalonia is now at population 12 and growing. Eudoxiopolis will grow in 16 turns to population level 12 as well. Constantinople, by the way, is going to grow to population level 37 in 3 turns, which is amazing in its own. I always forget the name of this. Nicopolis, yes. Nicopolis is just a couple more turns. I think one update away from level 12. No, actually, a bit more. So we can send a food train there to help it. It's finishing a watchmaker's shop. Does it have more food buildings? It does. It does, and even some... Fairly nice, so let's shuttle those. The weather vanes are nice. You need more education, okay. That's something the artesian wall would help. And any good educational buildings? Agora would be great. And Mathematicians Academy would be great. So let's shuttle these two. Actually, let's do it this way. Agora first. Oh, you even have the monastery here available. Interesting. Hellenic Gymnasium. Pretty good buildings here as far as education goes. Okay, so let's put the Agora there. What was the other building? Was the academy? Yeah, the academy. And the watchmaker's shop is gonna go as the first one. And we'll send a food train to fix that. The other cities are doing even better. Ioannina already at population 12. Isauropolis halfway through to 12. Chandax halfway to 12. Gallipolis almost there. Chalcedon, I think, is our last level 10 population city. Basionopolis grew. Same with Alcosia to population 11. So same with Otranto and Nova Justiniana. So do we really have only one city with population 11? Population 10. Yeah, we do. Okay, so the project is going nicely. We've also upgraded the northern parts of our territory. We had some pretty old roads here, so I've dedicated one group of the workers here to upgrade it. We have some places like this, which we missed before, so we're gonna build a mine here to get a bit more out of this tile. There are some rubies here, but we do have a mine here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we do. So the road is gonna increase that yield, and you know, some other tiles here that are supposed to be upgraded. Same with this area. There are two other groups are working in the Southlands, where we really don't have enough cities. I think 2 could fit in here, especially after we get the Mountaineering. It's going to be easy to fit 2 more in here, so we'll do that eventually. So we're just preparing for that. We've upgraded a bit more in here as well, because we actually found a source of diamonds in here. So we moved the geoglyphs up to here, and now we can use these 2 desert tiles. As far as our discovery missions go, they are going well. I really like this area, actually. This is such a nice little, what would you call it, peninsula maybe? With a big bay in here, so the civilizations here kind of want it. A lot of fertile land as well, really nice cities here. Kind of small though. Compared to what I would expect, but the barbarian city of Banoga here is at population 8. We have Circassian city here at population 13, and we've also discovered quite a lot of area here, so that's pretty good. I'm pulling back the assassins though. Kind of weird, because we've upgraded one of the assassins to the cutthroats. I think I even showed that. But turns out that this is a different type of building. This is a different type of unit, because it doesn't really attack the enemy units. It just goes into them and stays there with them. So it doesn't really seem like a unit that can be used to weaken the enemy too much, though it really does increase crime massively when you put it somewhere. It also says here that it's at peace. It can infiltrate another player's city, can conduct a trade mission, stealth strike, first strike. It was here somewhere that it's a lunge. Targets and okay, traders, canines, explorers, entertainers, promoted armed generals, and healthcare units in combat first. If assassination is possible, these units are also lost to the list. This unit can initiate assassinations against units on the same tile. Ignores terrain, movement cost. That's really nice. Zones of control, stealth strikes. Criminal makes the unit unable to merge or split. Ruffian, mobility foot. Okay, I can't seem to find it here, but you probably already saw it. I'm just blind. Upgrade hidden here it is. Hidden nationality at peace with humanoid NPCs. So it does not attack anyone, but enters all cities peacefully, which is pretty good, and is great for spying. So we've actually discovered all of this territory, and the barbarians are actually spreading here like a wildfire. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. At this point, we are, beyond capacity to control the territory. But it's something that should be mentioned. And what I meant by the previous comment that it's a different type of unit is that we can now actually build a new assassin. So you can actually have 3 assassins and 3 cutthroats at the same time. So that is a bit different than what I expected. Really a bit different. Anyway, with that said, I'm pretty sure that's all that I wanted to say for now. Unless we get some really good buildings, which I don't believe we do, I plan to have at least one more city in this area by the next update, but things might change a bit. So let's hear it for compass. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade you cryptographic Gilgamesh. You ask me almost every single turn.
The wisest men follow their own direction.
Compass obsoletes harbor but gives extra moves for all water units. Leads to Renaissance lifestyle. Can get a Marco Polo's embassy, extra trade route, extra gold from merchants in all cities. Oh, okay, that is really good. And establishes contact with all civilizations on the same continent. We get commercial port. I forgot about that. That is really good. And a bunch of units. Adventurer. Can only defend. I don't know what these units would be useful for at this point in the game. I wonder if the settings we had was too mild. That we have already discovered so much. Kind of weird. But this should... Oh! Yeah, Constantinople finished the Merchant Guild. Nice. Which is fine. Food train finish in Patra. And you guys have nothing to build, so let's build another food train in Patra. Gentlemen built in Antioch. Nothing really to be built here, so supply train. Catacombs in Nissos. Oh, this one is a bit more complicated. Okay, hand water pump. You should have already had that. You got the warehouse, obviously. You also have the ice house, so that's good. So, with the hand water pump, these are just really minor buildings. So instead, get all of the fishing buildings, paved roads, an artesian wall isn't good. And you are sitting near the coast, or actually at the coast. Yep, you can build a commercial port. So let's get it. 8 turns and 8 turns, that's fine. Nice. Okay, you have a food train here, so let's send you... What was the city that we were talking about that needed help? Because Chalcedon is gonna grow on its own in 10 turns, so that doesn't need the food train. But I think it was Isauropolis that we mentioned. Yeah, Isauropolis is a grand candidate. So let's send you there. We have a gentleman. We actually failed to spread it to Nicaea before. So let's spread our new religion there. We have a supply train here. That one is going to go where? Let's send you to Nicopolis. We can help that city. Okay, you guys can continue discovering. This is a really nice area. I like it. You guys finished another upgrade here. What can you do here? Okay, for 1500 we can upgrade that tile. When is it? Can upgrade in 6 turns. Okay, no need to do that. Let's instead send you here to check that we have everything done. We have a food train in Pasolinopolis, so let's upgrade that. And with that said, let's check on Constantinople. You cannot build a World Wonder, but Vodena could get us a Marco Polo's embassy. But I'd much rather build it, for example, in Thessaloniki, where I can. Amazing. Toll house and foundation are not that important. This is gonna be better. It makes sense to have it in a, in a city on the coast. And I wanted to check if we can. Lisa could maybe build us some nice ships. Yep, we can upgrade them now. And you actually do have a ship here. Galleass, but it can be upgraded to sloop of war. Yep, okay. So we can upgrade this one to Super 4 and build us another one in 6 turns and then send both of them along the coast. That sounds like a good plan. And you... well, you could destroy production here, steal the plans, conduct trade mission, 20 gold. Does this distance to the city as well as the consumes the great person? Okay, no. But since regular merchants and criminals back to the capital. Oh, criminals attempting to trade their contraband may fail. Okay, so maybe we can send it to some bigger city that would yield us more gold. Never tried this road before. Okay, the biggest city that I can see that's fairly far away is Bethlehem. So let's send you there. You guys are gonna continue. Oh wait, no. You need to build a mine here. Yep, that's definitely going to improve things. Cool. So Mountaineering, 21 turns, and at that point, I think we've already discussed that the next city is going to be located in this area. Specific tile keeps changing. I'll have to use advanced trigonometry to do it, but I think somewhere around here would be ideal. That actually sounds like a great place. Wow, there is a lot of deer. A lot of deer here. Okay, well, anyway, all for this update. See you in 21 turns with Mountaineering. Turn 5542, year 915 AD, and we are 1 turn away from Mountaineering. So what's new? Well, quite a lot of things. First of all, we have a new city. Yep, we have a new city here called Neo Caesarea. Population 5, we've already sent over all of the captive civilians that we had who joined the city. And we've built a couple of buildings there already. Well, actually, a couple of buildings that might be actually a perfect description, because we've built the ancient customs, and we now hurried up the forge. Mining camp is going to be built next, and then the apprentice workshop and grand estate. We will now also direct all of our food and supply trains to Neo Caesarea, because all of the other cities are at population 12. The only one that isn't actually is Chalcedon, which is going to grow at this turn. So we have at this point, as you can check here, all of the cities, with the exception of Neo Caesarea, at population 12. Again, yeah, Chalcedon is still 11, but it's gonna jump up. Justinianopolis is at 13, and then it goes up. So our goal now is going to be to get Neo Caesarea to population 12 as well, after which I'm going to start the inner cities boost, meaning we need to get Nicomedia and Heraclea Vicentis as a first step to population 20. Then I think I'm gonna focus on Triadica to get it to population 20, and then we're gonna try to get Iconium as well. So Iconium, Nicomedia, Heraclea will be the first to go to population 20. Then we're gonna get Triadica to population 20, and I'm gonna try to boost these cities all to at least population 22, after which we might turn around and go back to developing the southern cities, but they're doing kind of okay at this point. Of course, Neo Caesarea is not, because it's a new city, but all of the others are doing pretty well. I'm actually really happy. They got a decent industrial and food growth. They got pretty good education, building fairly fast. So it's not like we don't really... it's not like we really do have to support them that much. They got a jump start, and now they're doing pretty good. I think we can look at the overall screen here to see if we have any problems anywhere, but I don't think so. So many of our cities actually got over 3,500 in education. Iconium, Vodena, Nicaea, and Nicomedia are above 4,000, with Iconium and Vodena reaching up to 4,500. They're still growing. It's insane. Heraclea Vicentis growing by 22. Where is Constantinople? Here, 3,754. The worst cities that we have right now are Neo Caesarea with only 217, but growing by 20 per turn, and the rest of them are growing nicely. So we'll be able to get all of them, I think, above 1,000 soon. As far as crime goes, it's really not an issue in any of the cities, with exception of Shandax and Neo Caesarea. Shandax just built the town watch, we hurried it up, so that one is going to help. And Neo Caesarea, of course, have a huge growth due to the jump in population. But I think also, and that is an important information that I'm supposed to mention, it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any town guards. They should be on their way as we speak. Ah, here they are. Yeah, patrols from Patra, and there's probably another one on the way, but they're gonna fix that. So they are going to fix that for Neo Caesarea, though we're gonna jump up in crime quite significantly in the next turns. But it's gonna go down pretty quick as well. So this project has been successfully finished. I'm really happy about that. It is really nice knowing that we actually can do stuff when we put our mind into it. Another project that has successfully ended is getting the potatoes for Constantinople, which we got here, and it actually had exactly the effect that I thought it would. It gave us quite a nice boost of 10 food, and we have a few new buildings available as well, all of those farms. And well, I'll be honest, okay? It actually had 172 before the upgrade of the tile. The reason for that is that we actually built a mine for platinum here and lost like 15 food from that tile. But I thought that it might be good for the future reference to have platinum available in Constantinople. And with these buildings, it's going to actually get slightly higher than it was before, and the industrial growth is also higher than it was before. So overall, it is a win. Constantinople also is at population 47 now, with 600,000 people living there. So that is pretty nice. But for future growth, it needs 25,558 food. Insane. But hey, it is what it is. As far as our eastern border goes, Eudoxiopolis and Cephalonia got a couple of supply trains, so they're doing pretty good in their growth. Eudoxiopolis recently grew to population 12, which is 5,000 people, and is currently working on Potter's Workshop. For all the other cities, I actually prioritized scientific growth significantly, so I'm not sure how much of a difference you can see here between the previous skip and of the previous update and this, but we are attacking 19,000 per turn very soon. Culture, even with no dedication, is at 14,000 per turn, and espionage at 1,400. We're also swimming in gold, 341,000 with 4,000 every turn as a growth, but I think that might be due to the fact that inflation is probably completely gone. No, still 2%, but you know, compared to, what was it, 11 or 12, we might start thinking about hurrying up in the newer cities as well, because this, you know, the amount of cash we're getting is frankly ridiculous. Now, we have a new great farmer here working, planting prime timber. That's what I wanted to say, prime timber on this tile, which is going to be the third one in vicinity of Constantinople, giving us additional 8. Wow, that's actually a really big difference. But I think that might be because of the river. No, actually it gives 8. Wow, 8 and 5 gold too. Interesting, okay. So that's gonna boost it, and then Constantinople will have... Oh no, this tile doesn't have anything. Okay. interesting. But yeah, apart from that, it has bonus resources on every single tile. So we can then maybe focus on some other cities that could benefit from this. I think, to be quite honest, cities like Eudoxiopolis or Cephalonia would benefit the most because they have very few tiles to work with, especially Eudoxiopolis, because, wow, when you look at that, it really doesn't have much to work with here. So every single one we could put there would be pretty good. At least Cephalonia can reach out into the sea. Did you finish the commercial port or haven't you? Nope. Okay, so you need that. That is a really important thing for you. Gonna give you extra benefits. What else? Oh, our shipping project. Well, we actually managed to get a ship through. There were two going through, but only one made it. The ship called Kerrigan managed to get through the White Sharks and some barbarian ships that were here, and it is currently healing near the barbarian city of Carpina. It got to a level 3 because it was attacked even here. It was already fully healed, but unfortunately got attacked again. So once that is done, I think I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to go south, or if it can actually pass through here somehow. It would be great to see also what's over there, but I don't think... Yeah, we cannot pass the ocean. So there are some islands, I guess, somewhere over there, but we cannot see them. So hopefully eventually we'll be able to do that. Anything else that I would like to update you on? Not really. We have units moving, around the map, discovering the cities that we haven't seen before. Our relations with other nations are sort of improving. They're still very tenuous with Mali, but we managed to improve it a bit. So what's the... We got plus 2, 4, 6, 10, 11 as, on the plus side, and we have 2, 5, 8, 12, 22, 23 on the negative side. So I wish we could somehow interact with them more, but I'm expecting Mali to declare war on us any turn now. Our army is ready, actually. We've even strengthened it by a few more units, so in case they do that, we are going to attack and raise another of their cities. But, it's getting kind of hard. Actually, you know what we could do? We could try to actually get that city for Greece. So one of these would be nice. Wow, they have really big cities. Maybe, well, they're still very far. So just getting there. I have a feeling that they might get under the cultural pressure from the capital. So getting something like the... But wow, he has really big cities. That's nice. So hopefully they won't do that. I would be happy if they didn't. Anyway, I think that's all for now. So let's end the turn and hear it for Mountaineering, our next technology.
Mountains are not fair nor unfair. They are just dangerous.
So Mountaineering gives us one big thing, and that is that our units can finally move onto peaks. Allows early mountain mine to upgrade to mountain mine. We can build a mountain mine, and we can build, I guess, then cities within the mountains. So a mountain mine is a special kind of mine, I guess. Hill worker 3. We get access to Machu Picchu and mountain climbing site. Pretty good. And well, Machu Picchu would actually give all of the peak plots extra 1 food, 2 production, and 1 gold. So that is something that we would really do well to build. So Adrianople finished the toll house. Oh hey, we get some ships here that are not upgraded. How did I miss that? So you cannot build Machu Picchu. I think it has to be built near the peak. Okay, you build me the Confucian Academy, because that is our current priority. Then the Inventor's Workshop and the Foundation. Oh, you don't have the commercial port either. Look at that. That is an important part of your equipment now. Okay, you guys haven't upgraded, so let's fix that. And let me check if, for example, Calipo is... no. Okay, but yeah, we can already see that they can now use the peak tiles, which they weren't able to before, which is really nice. And they give 4 as it is, so with a mountain mine, they will give 10 each. That is really good. I have to get one of my work teams down there. Right, guys. So upgrading in Nersazarea. Is there... ah, okay, well... quarry. Oh, there's marble there. Ah, okay, get the marble. So do we have another work team somewhere else? Caveman. Well, we're bothering this city here, the Portuguese city, because Portugal declared war on us. So I mean, just punishing them by destroying their equipment. Okay, you are very close and very much available, and you can finally pass. That's so nice. Okay, so get in there. You finished the desert camp here, didn't you? Yep. So you can also get in there. Do we have... nope, no other city near the mountains. So we're just gonna build it here. And last but not least, I wanted to update you on the state of our empire. So you can see that we are now at 3,263,250 people. We're reaching 40,000 in gold production. Manufactured goods are at 17,549, and crop yield is growing as well. We're at 11,222, which is really, really nice. I have to check what the export-import stat mean though, because we are way worse than anyone else. Look at that. Value of our trade is minus 1,758, and rivals worst is minus 273. So that is a bit weird. Rival worst. Someone's actually having negative gold production. I guess that might be barbarians or something. Approval rate 61%. I guess we need more happiness in our cities. Okay, so what's left for next episode? Well, in the next episode we're going to get optics, which gives us extra sight across water. Great, and optometrics, which is reduction of disease. We're going to get armored cavalry. Okay, that's going to be a nice upgrade to our military. Looking forward to that. And the third technology is going to be chivalry, which is going to give us even more upgrades to our units and access to Blarney Castle. Free deception and promotion for new units that are espionage. Well, that'd be kind of fun. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of funny because none of these really give specifically any useful buildings. So we're just going to be churning out supply trains and food trains and science production, I guess, because there really isn't much more than we can do. Speaking of which, yeah, the happiness and unhappiness ratio is becoming a bit sad, so I don't think we should go much higher with the cities for now, so I'll probably refrain from that. But other than that, yeah, things are looking really nice for truly becoming the dominant force in, well, on the planet actually. So hopefully nothing is gonna take us down. I hope that we'll have access to everything, and with that said, I'll see you in the next episode where we are going to get optics. So in 17 turns, I'll see you again.